Hi, I'm Dan with Curtis, and as winter approaches, we thought we'd take a moment and do a quick little tutorial on the propane tanks, kind of Propane 101. Everybody has these sitting in their yard, and a lot of you guys have really never gone up to explore, take a look at what's under the dome and see how they work. So, just so you know what you're looking at when you're looking at your propane tank, a couple of things that are very important on a propane tank. Here's probably the most important thing of all. This is your gauge, and this is actually how you tell how much propane is in the tank. When we fill a tank, we only fill the tank to 80%. 80% is considered a full fill. And the reason we don't fill it to 100 is so we can allow some expansion. Particularly in the summer, propane can expand somewhat if it's out in the sun, and so we need to leave a little bit of wiggle room for that to happen. But if you're ever wondering how much propane you actually have in your tank, what you need to do is just come, open your dome, and take a look at your gauge right here. The gauge will start at 95 or 100. It obviously goes down and around to 0. You're going to see a red area, and the red area starts at 20% and goes down to 0. What the red signifies is you're getting low enough where you really do want to make sure you get an order in and get some more product put into the tank. What we recommend is people calling us at about 25% to get a fill. The propane tank is going to work until it's empty. If you look and you're at 18% or 15% and you're down in the red area, you don't have to worry about not having enough to have your furnace work. It'll work fine all the way down until it's empty. But again, what the red is really signifying is that you need to call an order. We have a route schedule, generally 5 days, so we need to have some advance notice in order to get out and get you filled up. Another thing you want to pay attention to right here is the valve. This is where you turn a tank off and on. Most cases you're never going to have to play with this and turn it off and on. There is one case that I'll touch on a little bit later where if there is a propane leak or you smell propane, we would have you come out to the tank and actually turn off the gas valve. So keep that one in mind. And just so you know what the rest of all these little valves and things are under your dome, this is called the first stage regulator. All of the tanks have got a first stage regulator, and what that does is it actually drops your pressure down from tank pressure. It brings it down to a much lower pressure as it feeds to your house. From here, it's going to work its way through the line into your house, and on everybody's house there's going to be another regulator, and that's just the second stage regulator. What that one does is it brings everything down to a working pressure. Everything after this regulator is at the correct pressure to run your furnace, your stove, your fireplace, and things like that. We started adding a lot of monitors to our tanks now. And just to let you know real quickly what this is, when you're on autofill program, back in the old days, what we used to do is use something called the degree day system. It was a system that was adequate, it worked, however it wasn't 100%. You never really knew in real time. Everything you did was a guesstimate. Now we started putting these on the tanks, and this will actually send a cell signal back to our office and let us know in real live time how much is in your tank. It reads off of the gauge right here. When your gauge gets down to 25%, we get a report sent to us. We'll print the ticket out, and generally we'll be out at your house by the time it's down to 20%. There is no more guesswork. We don't have to try to take into consideration different changes in your usage pattern, weather, that type of thing. It's just very accurate. Again, it's real time, it's no cost to you as a customer, and it's really a nice peace of mind. So hopefully that answers a few of your questions about what's going on in the propane tank. Thanks.